What's up, guys? Welcome back to Comedy Chow. I'm Mariopisano.
I'm Natalie G. Hi, everybody.
What's up, everybody? I'm not used to the camera thing, so now I actually have to be conscious of like how I hold myself.
Yeah.
For anybody actually watching, on like YouTube or wherever else you stream, normally I have a face for radio.
I agree with that 100%.
As they say. I mean, yeah, I got a few days worth of stubble, and I woke up underneath an overpass. That's how it works.
Yeah, he's rolling around the garbage and then decided to come in and record an episode. So there you go.
Yeah, that's true. Sit back, relax.
No.
That's something Bill Cosby said.
Sure,
All right.
Sure. No,
Here, take this drink.
This is our video podcast. So now we have a camera. We got the upgrade.
Hey, cheers to 20 episodes.
This is 20.
Hey, 20.
We're young adults.
That's right.
Again.
Some people don't make it all the way there, guys. So we're going to, nothing better than celebrating drinking on a podcast.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I put bourbon in my coffee, so it tastes better. So there you go.
That is really good.
Yeah.
We call that an Irish coffee.
Yeah.
As they say, that is in a way racist. I wouldn't say racist, but that's also something where it's like, just imagine eating watermelon and be like, I don't know, like that's like doing something and being like, well, I put some watermelon in that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And we're all like, oh, you mean black people?
Yeah.
You're like, ugh, Jesus Christ.
That's awkward.
Yeah, that's what it is with Irish coffee. Anyway, so what's going on, Nats? How you doing?
Oh, doing good. Comedy's going. Took a step back from doing as many mics lately. I think the big shift has just been doing less mics, but the mics that I am doing, like getting the most that I can out of it and being more, just spending my time more wisely. Because, there's a lot going on. I don't know if other people or if there are comics listening, but I also work full time. So doing comedy and working full time is not easy sometimes, but I don't think it's great to do like, I was just having this conversation yesterday with a comic who was like, yeah, I know comics who do like 5, 6, 7 mics in a night. And he's pretty seasoned in his own, career. And he was like, there's no point in that. There's like a diminishing return. So,
For
I
sure.
agree with that 100%.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's something that we've talked about too, where there's these people, and granted, hey, listen, you're going out there. When you tell me you do like, 3-4 mics a day, you do that 5-6 days a week, I'm like, get a job.
Right.
You need a job, dude.
Yeah, you don't have enough time. He was also really shitting on the mics that happen at noon, which made me laugh because I was like, yeah, who is coming to those mics at noon? All the unemployed people, and I might have said this before, they go to those mics at noon. You should go to those mics at noon. You got nothing else going on.
Yeah, I call those the degenerate mics.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't care. Even though if you're probably some of my friends that go to those mics.
Well, we think you're degenerates.
But
so
that's a degenerate mic.
Yeah.
Because if you can show up at the tiny cupboard at 12 o'clock in the middle of Brooklyn, dude, you need to get your life together. That should be more of like an Alcoholics Anonymous situation.
Yeah.
Like there should be a pot of coffee going and everybody sitting in a circle like, tell us your jokes, but more importantly, tell us if your parents beat you or not.
Well, I think, too, if you're going to those midday mics, like, don't also shit on the people who don't go to those mics because we're fucking working. Like, that's just a different thing. Like, don't come in with this energy of, like, I did 7 mics, so, like, I'm doing better than... It's like, that's not a metric for anything.
Yeah.
So, other than how
that.
much free time you have, which is sad. So, go, echoing you, go get a hobby. So no, it's been interesting back to me. And
Jesus Christ. See this just yappity yap with the mouths of these women, I swear.
All day long. I have a lot more to say. No, the mics that I've been really having fun just doing very new material and just having like trying to just keep it very loose. I've also, and you might be proud of me for this, I've also been recording my sets.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
yeah, before Natalie used to have a stenographer. She had somebody from the court system just recording your stuff.
I
and
had
you'd
them,
read
but
the transcripts.
they needed an
like
old,
that line.
And they needed an old typewriter to do. I only asked them. So it was particularly loud.
And the woman's name was Beatrice.
So you knew that I was getting stuff done because every now and then you hear the ding and then the register move.
Literally, she'd tell them to slow down.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, can you slow down?
Yeah.
Please? I can't catch up with this.
Stop and read it back to me in the middle of my set. Can you read my set back to me, please?
Like a little bit about me, right? So obviously, like, I went to college. I didn't finish. I'm one of those guys. So I always looked for like the hustle to get like a good job where it didn't require a degree. And I remember one time, this is back in like the early 2000s, that they would advertise for like stenographers. Like that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, you could have an amazing career as a stenographer. You know, you'll make whatever at the time, like $65,000, which was like that was like a good wage back then. And I remember almost considering it. Like I considered when you're broke, let me tell you something. And now I'm speaking to most people. When you're broke, you will literally look at anything as a job opportunity. Sure. Like I remember one time I drank some wine and I was like, man, wine tastes good. I should be a sommelier.
The connections being made
like,
here.
I should probably try this now.
The leaps and bounds that you're making, the jumps here.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm telling you, when you don't have a degree.
Everything is on the table for you.
Literally anything. You're like, I could be a lifeguard. I could swim, I guess.
Yeah, you could do that, I
Really?
guess. Everything ends with I guess, because you're just like, I don't know. You don't know where to go at that point.
Oh, 100%. Like, even if you're pretty good at something, again, you never got the degree. So you're just like, I guess I could study rocks. Or no, not even, because you need a degree for that. You need to know what rocks are.
Yeah.
So case in point, I remember them advertising. I forgot where. It was like one of those things where it's like jobs. This was like back in probably maybe even MySpace days.
Sure.
That it would list like the top 10 jobs you don't need experience or a degree for.
That's funny.
And it was like all stuff like that. You know, one of them was like crane operator. I'm like, all right, let's chill
I
out.
think that you should have a degree for that. And with the track record the fucking cities had with crane accidents, Jesus Christ, that's terrifying. I think that's the root problem.
Oh, yeah. You know, once in a while, I do think about like what would happen if a, what is that called? I want to say refrigerator so bad. Not refrigerator. I'm talking about air conditioners.
HVAC.
No, that's HVAC. That's inside the building.
Oh,
no, an AC, just a regular AC. You know how people like hang their AC?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I always like, I whenever I think about it and I look up and I just see like 100 ACs hanging above me, I'm like, oh, fuck. I can go splat at any moment, yo.
Oh, that's terrifying. I try
Straight
not
up,
to
like,
think about that.
What is that, Final Destination?
But back to the unemployment thing. Like when you were sort of in that realm where you were sort of taking any odd job, TaskRabbit and all of that was not a thing for you.
Oh, it was
but
a
would
Craigslist.
you have taken it up? Oh, did you do Craigslist? Did you do odd jobs through Craigslist?
All right, so check this out, right? I was on Craigslist at the very tail end when it was like semi-legitimate. Like you could actually get good jobs on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't all a guy in a gas mask waiting for you behind the door. Like, you know what I mean? Like with a ball gag, like go to the back. It was like legit. Like I would apply for jobs. I would get like real jobs. I remember I would get castings too there. So I'd get castings for like for different stuff. I did a commercial for like AOL. I remember I did a casting, at least an audition for like Puma or somebody, like, or Adidas or somebody.
Cool.
Anyway, like I did multiple stuff through Craigslist. I would wake up early, but this is, I mean, I'm an old dude now, so oldish. This is back in like 2007. So I was like in my very early 20s. So this was right before the crash. And then, you know what's funny, right? I didn't watch the news or anything like that. Nobody watched the news like pre-Trump. Like, I don't know. It was like pre-Trump or what's his name? Obama. Nobody really watched the news. So the economic crash happened and I had no idea until like 2 years later.
That's really fun.
So case in point, 2008 hits. All of 2007, I was getting tons of jobs. I was getting booked for stuff. Like I did some acting. I did some commercials. And then all of a sudden, I didn't get hired for anything. And I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? I'm like, this is so strange. Do people not like me? I'm thinking it's all personal.
Listen to this guy, the ego on him.
Meanwhile, I don't realize the entire world economy was collapsing. It was insane.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then I realized like a few years later, looking back when they were like the 2008 housing crisis. And I was just like,
market crashed.
Oh,
yeah.
That's why my neighbors packed up their bags and left suddenly
like,
in the night. Yeah.
And that's hilarious. Yeah. Well, that was happening for you where 2007, I graduated high school. So I was going into college in 2008. And the thing that was like prefacing our college career there, everyone's like, oh, lucky for you, you're going, hopefully they'll fix it by the time you're out of college. And I was like, cool. They didn't, by the way, because throughout college, I would know people who got internships Literally, this one girl, I remember she got an internship, and then the next day the magazine closed. Like, so the internship was gone.
Oh wow.
It was crazy. Like, it happened so quickly. Like, because I was English and communications double major, but I was like interested in writing, interested in magazines and journalism and all of that. And those publications were shutting down left and right, and there was like very little opportunity. But
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it was wild. And I think, thank God, I was like working at a bar. Mm-hmm. So I was working at this bar down in the West Village, and yeah, it was just like I was just barking. So I got hired. I got hired right after my 21st birthday at this bar, and it helped me like pay some of the bills because I was like hosting karaoke. I was like one of those people. I was like one of those bar people.
He's a douchebag.
I was a nightlife.
No, you were.
I was like a nightlife.
Yeah, you were like
for many years.
Yeah, like a. I mean, that's like you're like a nightlife host. Like you did a lot of like the events. And
all that stuff.
Yeah,
I did a little bit of bartending, not too much though. I did mostly like security, which is ironic because I'm like 5'6", but I have the face of someone.
Yeah, but your
like
face. I mean,
6'1".
You're 5'6", but your energy is like a lot taller than that. Like, so people see you, they're like, wait a minute, I don't know. He could hurl himself at me, and that's dangerous, you know?
Yeah,
so.
It's so funny. I think even like my mom will confuse me for my brother. Like, meanwhile, my brother's 6 feet. Just FYI, my brother's 6 feet. He's a man. He's a grown man.
I'm a little boy,
and I'm tiny. Like I'll be like tying my shoe or something, and if my mom sees me, she'll be like, "Paul," that's my brother's name, and I'm like, I stand up. She's like, "No."
She says that out
what
loud.
What happened, Paul?
No,
she doesn't
she
say
goes,
that.
No.
No, but she'll think I'm him. But anyway, so
but
yeah,
I think
it's
that's like a mom thing.
Yeah.
My mama used to call me my brother's name by accident, like just like in passing. She'd be like, "Wait, who am I talking to?"
Oh, my mom says, "What's your name?" And
Nice.
she made me.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
That's
She
incredible.
goes, she'll name everyone else.
Yeah.
She'll name other people, just not even in the room.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, and that's just like a parent thing, I guess.
Oh, that happens to me. I say what's their face all the time. Everybody's name is what's their face.
Yeah. Well, especially as a comic, I think you meet so many comics too that I like forget who I'm talking about, or I like, last week I got mistaken twice for being at some mic or something that I wasn't at, and it was like, they were like, "Yeah, weren't you there?" And I was like, "No." And I'm like, I'm just going to chalk this up to like, we're all meeting so many different people that you just like you mix up names or whatever. And because I've done it before. I mean, listen, there's so many of us running around. How many, like one mic could have like 30 comics, and you're just talking to so many fucking people. So it happens. My memory's shot too. Post-COVID memory totally sucks. So I chalk it up to that too.
Yeah, I get upset when people don't remember me. But then I don't remember anyone. Like I have to see you a few times to remember you and actually like interact with you.
And then they have to kiss the ring.
Yeah, that's 100% what it is. You have to know who I am.
You have to come to me.
Come on.
You have to bow. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll call you by name.
Yeah, exactly. Like I ran into a guy at this like show mic situation, and he looked familiar, but I couldn't place him. And he was like, "Oh yeah, we've done XYZ shows together." And I was like, "Oh hey, what's up, dude? How's your mom?" I was like, "How's everything?" Yeah, I'm the worst at that. But then, on the flip side of it is when there's a comic that I know I've met like several times, and they look through me, like they look past me, and I'm like, "Oh hey, what's up?" And they're looking at me like, "What is this bald crazy man doing?" And I'm like, "All right."
Yeah. Well, listen, whenever you're on the receiving end of that, you always take it personally because you're like, wait, I remember you. You don't remember me?
Yeah, for real.
But then like the reality of it is that everyone's just fucking short circuit. Like we're all kind of a mess and can't remember, and and just giving people benefit of the doubt. There have been a few times though where I can tell this person knows me and doesn't want to talk to me.
Yeah, they're like, "You're beneath my station,"
and I'm just like, like maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't know.
Oh my
Who
God.
knows? What's going on with you with comedy though? What's happening?
It's been okay. I mean, October's been picking up, which is nice.
You're exploding. You're famous. This is
Yeah, listen, I know a few people. That's what I'm just trying to say. I'm known in the comedy community on many levels. No, no. I mean, it's been pretty good. I've been doing a little bit more shows. I got some stuff coming up this month. This I'm sure is going to come out in real time pretty soon ish. I'm talking to the editor of the podcast. That's exactly who I'm talking to. I'm like,
what I just
so this is
did-
going to get made, right?
I just, in my head, I was just like, because I was shifting my calendar around in my head, like, where's the time? That's what I'm always doing. I'm always just trying to find time to get this shit.
Look, who knows? We'll probably release the audio first, then we'll do the video a little bit later.
This is a 2023 release. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, we're gonna push it out.
No, yeah, this will come out pretty soon. So you have a ton of shows coming up. October is a pretty busy month for you, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, I got some stuff at Broadway Comedy Club. But the one that I'm really looking forward to be honest with you, I have a roast battle coming up at the Stand, which is going to be awesome. First of all, I love roast battles because they're just fun to do. It's fun to just be utterly insulting. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a Halloween edition, so I'm going to be dressed up. I'm not going to say who because, again, I want it to be a surprise because it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be dressed up as somebody. And then the person I'm going against is going to be dressed as somebody else. Who would have thunk? That's how
another person dressing up like
that's how
someone
Halloween
else.
things go.
Whoa.
So it's going to be cool because I know they normally do it. I think they do it in the main room at the Stand. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Do they do it at the upstairs? I can't remember.
I have a feeling this might be a main room situation. Although, so here's the Stand. I don't know.
Actually, no, they do it on the upstairs, I think.
Is that not the main room?
No, because the downstairs, isn't downstairs the main room? Isn't that the bigger room, like with the darker blue? Listen, it goes to show you, I'm an open micer, dude.
We don't know which room is the main room because we don't perform there enough. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to say, I don't know. You can call the bathroom the main room for me as far as I'm concerned, but no, that's where I perform.
Standing room only.
Yeah, really. So yeah, I think it's the downstairs. You might be right about that, but I feel like the upstairs might be where you can fit more people because that whole section, like there's a partition, but when you open that up, you can fit way more. So I'm curious just to see like how many people they get for this show. I mean, usually Comedy Fight Club shows are there's a good number of people, and it's usually at Bowery Electric, which is like it's a kind of a smaller, more intimate performance space.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Those are pretty fun. Listen,
it's a bloodbath. I love it.
I've been there. It's fun.
Yeah.
They've got some good comics up there. This is going to be really fun Halloween edition. This is going to be the first time that I participate in Halloween as a comic because I think I also might be on a show on Halloween.
Oh, nice. Like on the 31st?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So he's like, excuse me, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know yet. TBD. But in either case, I would come to the roast battle, and obviously, I want to see this happen. This whole thing. But they're really fun. They're safe spaces to call people a piece of shit.
Yeah. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like it's very cathartic.
Yes.
To just be completely mean. Oh yeah, for me.
It's for your mental health.
Yeah. No,
some
exactly.
Some people use BetterHelp. Some people roast people. So that's okay.
It's like a pressure cooker. I just let the pressure out a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the raging thoughts I have in my head all day when I'm driving. That I'm just like, all right, let's take this out on a completely innocent person.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that there's some other comics who are good at it too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's some people who just do it for fun and like as a comic, but other people just like naturally have a skill towards it. You have a skill towards it. Just making other people feel terrible about themselves, and it's gonna be great. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
We'll build a whole career.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen. There's a Comedy Central roast. There is an avenue for that. It's
I'd love
funny
to write for that, man.
I think running around doing mics for so long with you, it's not like it's been years, but like long enough where, and it happens if you hang out with anybody for long enough. There's sort of a transfer that happens where I think the roasting kind of rubbed off on me a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
And I tend to just do it. And usually with comics, like you just can rib each other a little bit here and there, and it's fine because it doesn't matter. But I was at a work happy hour last week, and I show up, and I'm just hanging out. I don't really talk about my comedy or anything with my coworkers a lot, unless I have like a show or something, or they ask me. But all of a sudden, two coworkers of mine were asking me about it, and then I think I don't even remember what I said, because the point is just like I did roast him a little bit, and he goes, well, I don't know if that was supposed to be funny or insulting, and that was his reaction, and I was like, it's supposed to be both. And I was
it's both things simultaneously.
But he's like a civilian.
The cat is alive and dead at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just one of those like moments of like, oh shit, he's not a comic, so he's not in that mode or not easily accessing that mode. He's just like a regular person.
Normies.
So I was like, I got to be careful to like not do that. But it slips out every now and then. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, where you're like out in normal life or at work even, and you like roast somebody and you're like, oh shit.
You know what it is? It's like for me, only because I've been this way forever.
Yeah.
I've had to, now that I have an outlet for it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I feel like, like a trained MMA fighter, when they're with normal people, they know they could kill everyone in the room.
Yeah.
But they're just being normal and nice.
Right.
That's kind of me now, where I'm just like, I know I could open my mouth and I could just say the worst things to you. But like, I know that's not the situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so that's why it's like pretty, for most people, I keep it pretty normal. Sometimes you got to turn it on a little bit. Like, I'm in sales, so sometimes people try to like challenge me, just whatever, for whatever reason. And, I have to like turn it on just a little bit, just to be like, you better stop yourself right now. Like,
right. To kind of keep them at bay. Just because, again, like I think there's a lot of stigmas about salespeople, that salespeople are always trying to rip you off. They're always trying to pull one over on you. They're always trying to, so I think people come in defensive.
Sure.
And they come in hot to you like that.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I understand how I look also, so it's a double whammy where I'm like, hi,
also
how are
gonna
you?
steal my identity.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Like, this guy's building a bomb for ISIS. Yeah, so I always have to try to disarm them as much as I can, only because like, hey, look, like, for the most part, I'm just there. Sure, I am there to make the sale, but it's not like I'm like, let me get your money. Like, you know what I mean? My literal job function is to sell you whatever it is that you are inquiring about.
Right, correct.
I'm not knocking on your door saying like, who wants a vacuum? Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, you are literally coming into my establishment because you are curious about whatever the product is that we're selling.
Right.
And then my job is to just give you good customer service and then ask for the sale. Like, just say, all right, cool, so let's get you started. That's it. And then people are just like, well, I don't know. You know what I always think of, and I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast. By the way, this is our 20th episode. All right, guys?
Fuck yeah.
We're going to turn it up right now. I don't know why we're talking about this boring stuff. But so let me tell you, I don't know. Sorry, I got self-conscious real quick.
You see how that happens, how quickly he's just like, yeah, I'm in the middle of a really interesting thought, but you know what? Fuck that. And I'm like, wait, no.
Yeah.
No.
So I always think about this I think it's from Analyze This, I believe. I think it's Analyze This with Robert De Niro, where they were like, oh, you're really stressed, maybe, or something like that. Or you need to learn how to, you need to learn how to communicate. You should go get a sales job. So he starts working as a car salesman at like Mercedes or like Audi or something like that. And in Manhattan too, because you could tell it's like on Park Avenue. And it's so funny. It's like the scene starts where he goes, all right, so what do you think about the car? And they're just like, oh, it's beautiful. It's really great. It's got everything we need. He goes, great, let's get you started. Like, word for word, something that I would say.
Yeah.
And they go, well, we got to think about it. And he goes, okay, well, you got to think about it. He goes, you said everything is good. You said you liked everything. You think the price is amazing. Why not get you started? He was like, well, it's a lot of money and yada, yada, yada. Starts giving excuses. And then Robert De Niro goes, hold on a second, wasting time. I just spent 45 minutes with you answering every single question. You asked me the little thing about this and about this. And, he just like gets angry. But the thing is, I empathize with this dude because
that's like your daily life.
That is literally my life, where like people don't understand. Like, I'm not a kiosk. Like, I'm not Google.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a human being that has to like get off my chair. I have to show you around this whole place that I sell the facility basically. I walk you around, I go through the options, I answer your questions, I get to know you, all for you to be like, I don't know. And I'm like, no, you're crazy.
I feel like that's not exclusive to your job. I think that's just people in general who like you when they're trying, like people who are being sold stuff, like I think they just don't know how to come in with what they want. Like they're so indecisive that it's just like, but
well, it's funny because the part where he's just like, where he's like, well, do you want the car or not?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, not from you. He goes, and I want to speak to your manager. He goes, oh, you want to speak to the manager? And he grabs his balls.
Yeah.
And he's like, here's the manager right here. Here, let me ask him. What do you think? What do you think I should do with them? Throw them out. Throw them out. Get out. Yo,
my God.
I love that scene. I think about that scene all the time.
I mean,
yeah. You know how finance guys always talk about Boiler Room with Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
Which I've never seen.
Yeah.
But everybody references Boiler Room. I always Analyze This because I'm like, that is my life in a nutshell every day.
Just the dysfunctionality.
Oh, I encounter 3 people a day like that.
Yeah. That's hard. That's definitely a lot on your
So I think
mental
that's why I'm good at roasting because I want to murder these people.
health. Yeah. But you keep it at bay. You keep it at
course.
bay and then you have a healthy outlet for it. So that's good. So, 31st coming up. The Stand. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. Anything? All right. So we are a comedy podcast.
Oh my God, I have so much to tell you about.
Right? Excuse me, comics. Comedy, but in my brain I said food. You know that, right?
You thought food, but you said comedy.
I thought food, and then I said comedy.
Well, guess what? The good part is this is a hybrid podcast. So comedy check, and then what's the other part of it?
So then obviously we talk about food. That's our thing, guys.
Yeah.
That's our thing. We talk about foods. We talk about different things about foods.
Meaning
and
like we naturally do this all day long anyway.
Yeah,
so.
this is something we actually do.
Yeah.
Like we go out to restaurants, we eat, we talk about the experiences.
And our phones listen to us. So thankfully, my phone's been listening to us. My phone's been feeding me so many food articles lately.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I have one to tell you about.
All right, let's go. What's up?
Father and son charged in $100 million sandwich scheme. So.
Yo, hold on a second. How many sandwiches is that, yo? I don't know the math on that. What is that? Because I know women, it's like 6 camels to a woman or something.
Shut the fuck up. That's the going rate.
Yeah.
That's the going dowry. No, all right, you want to do a quick math. You do it on your phone. If the average sandwich is $5 to $6.
Really? Where?
I don't know. Or is it more? Am I undercharging?
You are undercharging.
8
that's
to 10.
That's like a breakfast sandwich. A breakfast sandwich you can get for like $6, but not like a real sandwich. A real sandwich you're getting for like 15, 13.
Okay. Well, do the math on that. 100 million, divided or 13 divided by 100 million.
What were they selling? Fake sandwiches? I don't get it.
Well, here's the article that I didn't read beforehand because let's be honest, we're only minimally preparing here.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time setting up the studio.
Oh yeah, this took like a while, guys.
You want to guess where this deli was?
Don't tell me New York.
Not very close though.
Well, like Connecticut,
No,
Pennsylvania,
other way. You're missing
Jersey.
One. Yeah. It's a New
Oh,
Jersey
I could
deli.
see that.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned all the scumbag states. That's really the tri-state area.
Yeah. It says the 3 men are being charged with illegally pumping the company's stock with the goal of dumping their shares and absconding their profits.
What is that? Mike's is it Mike's Subs? Whatever it's
it
called.
might be.
Because I know that's a Jersey Mike's. I know that's like a big chain out there.
No, it's called which is I like Jersey Mike's to be honest. Pretty
I've
good.
never had it.
Oh my God.
But
it's
what's
good.
the deal? Is it like Subway?
It's sort of like more like a Blimpie. Remember Blimpie? It's
R.I.P.
like,
Blimpie.
I know, so good. It got replaced by the trash that is Subway, but Blimpie was just like, yeah, it's just like a little bit more authentic, like cold cuts and salt, pepper, vinegar. Like they really dress up the sandwiches.
What was that? Quiznos. Remember Quiznos? Whatever happened to Quiznos?
I shut it down. No, I wasn't a fan of Quiznos.
You
I
pumped and dumped the stock.
I did this scheme.
Yeah, be like,
actually.
I bought
They
the
just got
company
away
and then
with
I
it.
fired everyone.
I'm just laughing at these fools because they got away with what I got. They didn't get away with it.
Hold on. Side note: Quiznos. The only thing that made them different is they would toast their bread. I liked how they really
toasted
thought
the whole sandwich.
Yeah. But I thought that I found it funny how that they thought like that would be the thing. Like we're gonna be a sandwich company, but we're gonna toast your bread.
Because that never really happened beforehand. That wasn't like a part of their, like a lot of their menu was already toasted sandwiches.
But their bread was a little bit better because it wasn't just because it was toasty. It was actually like a it felt the
Like
bread
it
was like more
real.
quality.
It was
yeah.
real, not like Subway.
Yeah, which isn't it in Australia? Like you can't eat Subway sandwiches because
No.
they're like, that shit is couch cushions,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's flame retardant in this.
Back
Why?
to this story. So
Yeah.
on Monday, separate actions from Securities and Exchange Commission and Department of Justice accused 63-year-old James Patton, 80-year-old Peter Coker Sr., and 53-year-old Peter Coker Jr. of illicitly manipulating shares of Hometown International, the deli's parent company. They were charged with conspiracy to commit fraud. Okay, so this isn't as fun as I thought it would be because this is all just like they manipulated stocks and shares and boring shit. In my mind, a sandwich scheme is like they were lifting sandwiches out of the deli.
Like they took it out the back of a truck.
Yeah, I want some
Yeah.
like straightforward run and gun. They're like, listen, you're gonna. I don't know how a sandwich scheme like
No,
that
I
work,
would think
but
like Val Kilmer in Heat. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I would think of, where it's like dudes
Exactly.
in black trench coats,
Exactly.
AK-47s, and they're just like, give me the sandwiches, put them in the bag.
Yeah.
Don't look at my face. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, apparently this scheme does go back to 2014, though. Talk about a long con. So it's a few years now. It's almost 10 years going.
Well, that's
8 years in.
That's that part of the ego where you just think you're going to get away with it.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of like Jeffrey Dahmer. Right? No, I'm hey, listen, I know it's hey, sandwiches, people eating, I don't know.
Wow.
People sandwich, he had
You
people
know
sandwiches.
what? I didn't see that connection, but you made it. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair.
Where basically it was something where he did it a couple times, and then by the second time he did it and got away with it, he just thought, all right, I'm not getting caught. Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how I think a lot of people think with things.
Yeah. Well, I also think their big mistake here was that they were fudging the numbers basically on like how much the company made versus the market value or the value of the company. So they made less than $40,000 per year in profit. However, they boasted a market share value of 9 figures almost.
No, you're kidding me.
That's what it says on the Daily Beast.
That's
Daily
nuts.
Beast, don't you fucking let me down here. I'm a big second source person, but I'm just pulling this up now. But that's a crazy disparity.
That is.
So clearly the Fed's going to be like, what's up?
How
What's
are you
going on
only
there?
making $40,000 and you're like, we made $900 million? You're like, dude, what?
Yeah, it says charges of securities fraud, manipulation of security prices, wire fraud, money laundering, each carrying a maximum prison sentence of 20 years and hundreds of thousands or millions in fines.
Holy smokes.
This has been going on for a minute. They got, so fucking...
I'd run to like Monaco or something like that.
Why?
Because I don't think you can get extradited.
You don't think so?
I think Monaco...
Well, they already got caught.
I think Monaco, you might have to Google this. I think Monaco per capita or whatever has the most like millionaires and billionaires
I think you're right about
that live there.
Yeah.
And it will like within, Monaco's tiny. Monaco's like as big as Staten Island. And
Yeah.
like, and it's the highest per capita, like millionaires and billionaires.
Yeah, I believe that.
Because they like hide all their money there because they're kind of like a Switzerland situation where it's just like, you can't touch us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, Switzerland was like the only country in World War II that Hitler was like, I'm good. Something's up with that, man, right? Wouldn't you agree? Like, isn't that weird? It wasn't that always like a villain thing in a movie? They'd be like, my Swiss bank accounts.
Yeah, everything was neutral there. That was like neutral ground.
Yeah, always.
To the point where people refer to it colloquially as like you're Switzerland, right? When they say
Yeah.
you're Switzerland, that means like you're neutral, but almost to a fault. Like you don't have a dog, like you're not on either side, but you're also so you're just like helping both
Yeah.
sides. So it's very like a gray area.
I wonder why that is. Is it because they make really good clocks? Like, what is
I
it?
don't
What is
know.
that?
Chocolate, really good chocolate.
Chocolate and clocks. So they're just
Sure.
like, so when they were like, listen, we could take away time, dude.
The world could be crashing, and they're like, "Listen, we're gonna just stick to the clock."
The clocklets.
Yeah,
you know, just imagine they have
exactly.
chocolate clocks
There you go.
and they got clocklets.
I didn't know that they were well known for clocks. This is new information.
You didn't know that Swiss made watches?
Oh yeah. Okay, now I know. Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes, you're right.
huge.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
it-
thinking like old clocks, like
Oh, you mean like grandfather, like
yeah,
ding
yeah.
dong,
Then I was like,
old
oh, they're known for like
grandfather.
wall clocks. Okay, no
Well, that
watches.
too.
Yes.
But yeah, like watches and all that stuff. If something is Swiss made, like watch wise, it goes up in value by a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, by a lot. So I'm a little bit of a watch guy, but yeah.
I have another news story for you. This is more local though, and I feel
Okay.
like this is something that you could reminisce on. New York Post posted Greenwich Village block held hostage by lunchtime rowdies. So young. You might have actually driven past this too, because you were telling me about this the other day that you're like, yeah, I saw these young kids or whatever. I don't know where you were, but neighbors in this Greenwich Village, it's like right off of 6th Avenue.
Okay.
Like around the West 4th, that like West 4th Bleecker Street area.
Yeah.
These kids at lunchtime are like occupying the blocks, the stoops on every house on this block, and just fucking causing chaos and smoking and like doing bullshit, like hanging around. And that's their lunchtime. That's what they do during lunch. 13th and 6th Avenue. Yeah.
13th Street and 6th Avenue.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because there's a couple of high schools not too far away from there. One of them being Humanities, which my sister and my brother went to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it like, and I knew people that went to Humanities, and yeah, it's like really like low income kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just like smoking weed. No, actually what I saw the other day, I had to leave my house pretty early. I was driving through Brooklyn, and it was like right before, I guess, school starts. It was like 7:45 in the morning. And there was like 9-10 kids just chilling in a circle, like a couple blocks away from the school that I went to, actually, a high school I went to. They were all like smoking weed, and they were like 14 years old.
Wow, babies.
And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I mean, whatever, right? I'm not going to be like the old man in the room, but I'm just like, yo, I can't smoke weed now. You know what I mean? Like I'm a grown man with a job, and I smoke weed, and I go, this is a terrible decision.
Yeah, you're like, I have to go to bed immediately.
Yeah, but like I'm wasting my life. I should go exercise.
Yeah.
Shit, how's my 401k?
Yeah.
I don't have a 401k, but like you know, 401k.
Oh, that's what I thought it meant. I have 400 things on my shopping cart. Okay, Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, like now you couldn't do that stuff. But when you're younger, you know, you see these young kids. Yeah, they're doing. So it's really funny because so these kids were actually from Harvest Collegiate High School on 14th.
I've never heard of that in my life.
It might be a newer school. I'm not sure. But they were also. So here's the thing.
Yes. I think they changed. Sorry to cut you. I think they changed the name of it. I think it used to be called something else, but it's right next to the Party City. I'm like really being specific here.
Is the Party City still there?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
When's the last time I bought a balloon? I have no clue.
I don't know. I haven't been to a Party City in a minute.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's a side note. But here's the thing. When I was growing up too, there was a lot of underage drinking. There was a lot of partying. That's like normal for American kids. That is a normal thing of just like wanting to do that because you want to seem grown up, and in your dumb little brain, you think that that's what's cool, or that's what will make you seem cool or grown up. These kids, though, apparently were also waving the toy guns around.
Toy guns?
Like fake semi-automatic guns.
Oh
around.
my God.
So that's where I'm like, this is really like New York has been pretty Wild West post-COVID since things have like opened up. But now, I mean, it's just, yeah, if I was living on that block and I just saw kids running around with toy guns, like smoking, like, what are we in a fucking wild, like a Western? Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. Like, legitimately.
We're all on an episode of The Wire.
Yeah, like they got out of like social studies and they're just like, I need to blow off some steam. Like, give me my fucking semi. What's going
they
on?
Just start shooting off.
It's crazy. Brandishing real. I love the post too because they always use very interesting language. They called them first. They call the homeowners on this block terrified denizens, which I've not heard of.
I don't even know what a denizen is.
It's just like a house, like a dweller, like a home dweller, like residence. It's really, they could have just said fucking residence.
Yeah.
Just calm down, New York Post. It's so, excuse me. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they use this language that's like so flourishing for this one article. Meanwhile, they'll post like Kim Kardashian fucking blows off like their other language is shitty, and I'm like, where are we here? But it depends on the article, I guess. And then they call them troublemakers, these kids,
nice,
and ruffians.
Ruffians, I like that. I like ruffians. Let's bring that back. I like that.
I like imagine like I feel like you need to wear a top hat when you say that.
These ruffians.
And you need to adjust your monocle because you're all worked up.
And my mustache, and I'm like,
Yeah. Would you ever grow out a little? Could you do it? You think?
You know, I
Like
tried.
a handlebar mustache.
Here's the thing. I tried. Yo, I look like a rat when I grow out my.
I see
This
that.
is
Yeah.
bad. I need to shave this very soon. I look like a rat. During the pandemic, I let everything grow out. And, dude, I look horrible.
You'd be like, what's his name from Ninja Turtles?
Like Master Splinter.
Yeah.
That's really fucking mean, dude.
I'm fucking off. I'm fucking around.
You want to know
really
why?
Fucking around.
Shit. I remember I did an internship at my old junior high school when I was like in 11th grade. So like I went back to, you know, it's so funny. I was only out of that school for like 2 years. And then I went back and I was just like, wow, things have stood the same. I've only been gone 2 years, but in your brain as a kid, you feel like it's been
it's a million years.
Yeah, it's been 25 years.
Yeah.
And I remember this one kid because I did an internship in the gym as just like a gym teacher, and I remember this one kid. He roasted the shit out of me, but like he said it like to his friends behind my back. But I heard him. He was like, "This guy looks like Master Splinter," and I was like, "Yo, shut up."
Oh.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, he roasted the shit out of me.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I didn't mean to bring
Joke's
up
on him. He's dead from fentanyl.
Whoa, because you gave it to him. Yeah, I didn't realize I was uncovering a childhood dream. I'm sorry, or not a dream. Sorry, a memory.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, by the way, this exact reference has fucked with me directly. So.
It really has. The second time I was like,
oh shit.
I was like, were you there? How
like,
did you know?
He told
How did
me.
you know?
Well, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
I think kids are mean as well. And I'll tell you this, but back to this article. I'll show you this New York Post. I know we'll wrap this story up real fast, but apparently a senior citizen was trying to get into her building, and one of the they were in the way in the stoop, like crowding around. And she was trying to get through, and then I guess the New York Post, again, another vile thug, said
a vile thug?
Yeah, that's what they wrote. Said, suck my dick, and spit all over her stoop.
Hell yeah.
Which is...
Oh, listen, that's normal.
That's normal, but that's also like I'm being very honest. Like, I know there's a lot of people like, I'm getting angry, but I'm like, I don't know what I would do. I have no idea what I would do in that situation. I'd be so stunned, and... I mean, probably call the cops at that point. I don't know. Because I would just want them gone. Like, at that point, it's just like, get off, get out of here. Like, I don't have young kids in front of my building, but I have like, they're neighbors, which is crazy.
Yeah.
The call's coming from inside the house in my situation because they fucking live in the building, but they chain smoke all day long. And it drives me absolutely crazy because where they do it is directly in front of the door.
Oh,
so
okay.
you have to walk into it. And I'm like, this sucks. Like, there's a little courtyard area where they could go off. Like, I don't care about the smoking. You want to do that? You want to smoke? That's your prerogative. Do whatever. It looks like you've done every other drug under the sun, to be honest. Sir and madam. But doing it right in front where people are just trying to get in. It's like, if these kids want to be fucking assholes, go do that. But don't make other people's problem too.
Sure.
Go be an asshole in your own right. That's just how I feel about it. Get out of my way. I don't want to participate in your little shenanigans.
You know what, though? What's the opposite of that?
Don't support them. How dare you? Don't defend them.
What I'm saying is they're people. No, that I don't. No,
no,
that's
they're
not what I'm
vile
gonna say.
thugs, and they're they're ruffians, and they're troublemakers.
Just say the N-word. Just say it.
No.
But no. Really, what I'm trying to say is like, well, what's the opposite of that? You live in the woods and it's boring. It's like,
I don't know.
That's the give and the take of life.
Some days I think living in the woods might be nice, to be honest with you.
I mean, I'd like to dip my toe in the woods. Are you checking the time?
Yeah, I'm checking the time. We have a new
You
setup
forgot
here.
there's a camera? She was just like, let me go do something else.
No, I'm completely aware there's a camera. Guess what? This is all going to be on camera, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So this is a very cash podcast.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Remember, we talk about food here because that's our thing. We talk about lots of food
I don't know.
here.
That does nothing
Lots
to do
of food.
Well, we talk about food and all of the... What's that? You have one more thing?
I have something real quick about food. Something that you always used to see in like movies back in the day, but I don't know if you've ever experienced it. Have you ever been in a food fight?
I'm thinking. No,
yeah,
I
this
don't
is a
think
lot
so.
of dead air. Yeah.
No, because I'm genuine. Like, well, if we put the video out, we show that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know because I don't think I had, but I think that I just missed a food fight. Like literally, like a food fight happened in the lunch period before mine, like at the very end.
Yeah.
or something. There was some kind of situation. I feel like there was something like that. I wasn't in it though.
So the closest I've never been in a food fight.
Yeah.
The closest I ever got to was in my high school. I went to a really, really bad high school. Like it was one of those like first day a kid got into a fist fight with a security guard.
Jesus.
The lunchroom. All right, in prison, like when it's like lunchtime and like prisoners stab each other and shit.
Sure.
There's like 2 times people stab each other, or 3 times. It's like the yard, the showers, or at lunch. Mm-hmm. That's what it was like in my high school, where the closest I got were these like really tough kids. They basically threw an apple at some kid and they missed. But they threw that thing like a World Series pitcher.
Wow.
They threw it so hard that if that would have hit the kid, it would have knocked him out. Like it shattered. Like it hit the wall so hard. And I remember I used to sit. So basically, regular lunchroom setup, right? But one of the tables was kind of next to the wall, right? So I used to sit in that back table just because it was kind of like away from everybody. But guess what? I realized all the other nerds sat back there too. And the second that thing whizzed past my head, and they weren't aiming for me, they were aiming for somebody else because it was like a couple kids down from me. Yo, when I saw that happen, I was like, holy shit. I was like, I'm not sitting at this table ever again. I used to cut lunch. That's how scared I was to go to lunch. I would cut lunch and I'd go to the library.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, I'm a pussy. I'm a big fat pussy.
Yeah, you really are.
No,
I would do the same. Oh my god.
Listen, first of all, all those kids knew each other. I was just like some random kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody knew me.
You were going to be a target if you sat around long enough.
God, forget about it. Yeah,
here's
nobody
the thing,
knew
you're
me.
You're not dumb,
Yeah.
You know that.
I got the hell out of there.
Yeah. What did you eat in the library? Could you do that? Or
No,
you just, like,
I would starve.
Oh my god.
I would only if I was like really hungry, like starving, I would go to lunch. I only went to lunch like I can't even tell you how many times I went to lunch. It was that little that I went because it was the Wild West. Like there was almost a fight every single day and no exaggeration, almost every day.
Wow.
So no food fights, right?
No,
I see them in movies, but it's like
well, I think like I said, I think that there weren't the frequency of things like that happening wasn't a lot, but when it did happen, it was really big. I mean, but I went to a like upstate New York, like a small town. Everybody knew each other. I think my graduating class was like 250 kids. So we were like sort of medium sized, but like we still like were, pretty small. And yeah, I think there was some fist, like the fights that happened, they would get really bad. Like chairs would be thrown. Like this kid got like fucking body, like a chair like thrown on him like hard to the point where you think he was like, he got sent to the hospital and he was in the hospital for a few weeks. Like whatever shit happened, it was like epic level apocalyptic shit.
Yeah.
So it didn't happen often, but when it was just suddenly the cops are outside and it's just like
the second everyone saw the cops in any situation in school, you were like, oh my god, we're all going to jail forever.
I had a Spanish class that I was in for like 3 years because it was the same teacher and we just all were first. That's how small it was that we can somehow like stay with the same Spanish teacher and the same class, the same group of kids. So like sophomore year through senior year, we were all in the same class together. And where the windows faced was the parking lot and then so the front of the building. And so one day, normal afternoon, whatever, we're all in class and then the windows are open because it's warm out and we see all these cop cars come up the drive to the school and like go around because it's kind of a semicircle to get into the front of the building, and we can see all these cop cars and the teachers, she's not paying attention because she's, from the book she's teaching, and the students just like got up and just walked to the window. Yeah. And instead of like yelling at us, she closed the book. She goes, "What's going on?" She goes, "What's happening?"
¿Qué tal?
Yeah,
¿Qué tal? Siéntate, estudiantes.
Yeah, no, she was just as interested as we were. She like broke her little Spanish facade that she was doing.
For the bonchinche. Yeah. And for you guys out there, bonchinche is a gossiper in Spanish.
Yeah, and she was really into that. So, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever participated in a food fight. If I was ever in a food fight, though, would I participate? Maybe.
No, I think it sucks.
Okay.
First of all, what if
Wrong
the
answer.
food being thrown around gets in your eye?
You don't like
and
getting
it's like
dirty,
hot
though.
sauce,
You don't
and I don't like getting dirty.
You hate getting
because you want to know
dirty.
what? It would turn into a fist fight immediately.
Well, that's true. It
That's
could
what it
escalate.
would.
Somebody could throw the wrong thing or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
and-
Like one
Yeah.
person throws like, I don't know, whatever, dude, like an apple. Like I
Yeah,
said, like
yeah,
a
yeah.
hard apple. And you're like, dude, you took it too
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
You know what that's like in a snowball fight where there's the one asshole that throws ice.
Oh, yeah, that's true. There's
Where
always
you're like,
one.
come on, bro.
There's
Like, why'd
always
you
one.
throw ice? Like,
Yeah.
you know that's going to hurt someone.
That's funny. Yeah. No, I've never, yeah. I mean, I think, I maybe would participate because I don't mind. I don't know.
All right. Okay, fine. How about this?
I'm a little on the
How about this? We'll wrap up this food fight thing. What's the one food, if you were in a food fight and it's just a nice fight, it's not like, we're not trying to.
Soft foods.
Yeah. We're not trying to murder someone. What food would you use? What would be your weapon?
Shredded cheese.
Shredded cheese like confetti? You would just sprinkle it on them?
I would just
like
do
angel
like little
dust?
shredded cheese.
Yeah, you go,
bombs.
yay!
Yeah.
You just throw it in the
Yeah.
air.
What a way to change the trajectory of a fight is there's like a group of them going at each
Yeah.
other and I just am in the middle and I throw it up and then fucking everybody gets
That,
drunk.
or I see you standing over them with a ladder, sprinkling it like
Yeah.
snow.
Yeah,
like an
basically.
old-timey movie.
I'm just like throwing it out. Yeah, like a
Or
fucking.
I think LeBron James and you just, you just do this shit.
Exactly. I think that's what I
Cheddar
would use.
cheese for everyone.
Also, because I think it's something that it won't stick to you, unless it's like it gets mushy, which is annoying. But I mean, it should be pretty easy to clean. Like listen to me thinking about a food fight all the way around.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is
It
a
would-
nice food fight.
Yeah, be like, well, you just made it like fun. Like you made it very lighthearted.
Well, that's the point, is to have
Yeah.
fun. You're not like, you shouldn't be like throwing vegetables at other people and then punching them in the face. Like, I just don't think that the food fight is meant to be food related.
That's true.
And it's supposed to be fun. If
Yeah.
you do it. That's how it was always depicted in the movies, to bring it full circle.
That's true. That's true.
What would you use?
That's a really good question. I think I'd throw hot dogs.
Because
It's a silly ass food and it
Also,
looks like little dicks.
it would be, you're so
It looks like a bunch of dicks.
Shocker, the male comedian does the dick reference.
Yeah. And it's just a silly ass floppy food. It'd be funny. Just a handful.
Yeah. I was supposed to say
yeah.
it would be funny to watch it like bounce off of people.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it just hits you on the side of the head and it just, it just wraps
Exactly.
around and then falls off.
Funny.
That'd be hilarious. You know how you always see, like in movies, like a performer gets hit with like a tomato and the tomato's like mushy? I've never met a mushy tomato. Like, if you hit somebody, that skin is pretty thick. Like, that will shatter your face a little bit. Before, it's like a water balloon. Like, it would smack you really hard and then it'd break. So it would hurt.
Yeah.
You
I don't
know?
know. I don't know if I've ever. Yeah, because it's also a decent sized tomato can get pretty heavy.
Yeah, like, you just imagine you have a beefsteak tomato. And you throw that at somebody. That is the atomic bomb.
That's how you know you're an adult, when you refer to a tomato by the type of tomato.
Oh, yeah. I didn't say a plum tomato or a cherry tomato.
Right.
What are the cherry
an
tomatoes? I mean, come on. That's a joke. That's a shotgun. That's just
Cherry tomatoes
that's-
are little for people who have no idea. They're like, I only thought there was one tomato. No, there's many different kinds of tomato.
Yeah.
And they're the cherry tomatoes are tiny. The beefsteak ones are
Those are huge.
yeah, they're massive. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that like I've had some because so I've made a Sunday sauce like homemade for like a few times.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was sort of short circuiting for a second. And I use the beefsteak tomatoes. Like the more ripe and like kind of beat up they are, the better.
Okay, because it's like easier to mush.
Exactly, and it's just you break it down that way. But I've had some like at the supermarket that I'm like, this is like 1.5 pounds. I'm like, what if I just threw this at some? Like I have thought about it.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
it's
they're
heavy.
fucking dangerous. Lemons, oranges, those would hurt.
Oh my God, those would hurt.
Those are tough.
But by the way, like again, the old timey stuff where like people throw fruits in. First, why are you like? Who's bringing produce to the theater? Who's like, oh, I'm gonna go watch the show tonight. Let me make sure let me bring my bag of groceries.
Yeah.
In case this guy sucks, I'm gonna throw a cabbage at him.
That's true. I don't know.
Right? Like that's
I think food options were very limited back in the day.
You
I
see that all the
guess.
time, like at Shakespearean theaters back in
Yeah.
like the 16, 17, 1800s.
Yeah.
They're just like, boo this man.
And then all of a sudden,
they
like
just
a shower of something.
Yeah, and then they throw just like random produce at this person. Which, by the way, weren't they hungry? Like, why would they waste it on that?
Right.
If I was hungry, I'd bomb on purpose and I'll just eat.
Exactly. A little tidbit. I was at a mic earlier this week where there was a couple new comics there, and this guy was like getting nervous. He didn't know what to expect. The particular mic I was at was like a no material mic.
He didn't know what to expect.
He just signed up. And
Here's a microphone and a sword. Now you need to fight to the death, dude.
Now just
what?
chop someone's head off. Don't tell us who it is.
Yeah, for real. So a wave of barbarians will be coming in. You need to defend yourself for the next 10 minutes.
And also tell us the story.
Yeah.
I think he didn't know what to expect in terms of how the mic would go or how any comedy goes, apparently. I don't know, because the reference he made, he was like, yeah, I thought it would be something where there'd be like a ton of people here, and like if you do badly, like they throw tomatoes at you. And I'm like, I don't think anyone's thrown tomatoes in like 50 years.
Well,
if they ever did.
Yeah. And anyway.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, where's your reference from? Roger Rabbit? Like, what are we talking about? It's very strange how he just was like that. He expected that on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah. First of all, the way the world's going, nobody has the upper body strength to throw a tomato at you, dude.
Everyone's a beta.
Nobody could even identify what a tomato is anymore.
Exactly.
I have this silly joke that I'm working on right now, if you want to hear it. I was just thinking, I was like, you know how like in Australia things are opposite, right? So for instance, when the rest of the world, the entire world has winter, they have summer. Okay, if you flush a toilet there, it goes counterclockwise, it doesn't go clockwise, or the other way around.
If you flush a toilet there, it is counterclockwise, not clockwise.
Okay, so theirs goes clockwise then. No, wait. Ours goes clockwise.
Theirs goes. That's what I was trying to say.
Theirs goes counterclockwise. Yeah. All right, my joke. This joke is falling apart by the seams.
You want to start it again?
But all right. So no. All right, and also too over there, their men are men. It's just.
Oh, like real men.
Yeah.
As
opposed to the pussies walking around nowadays. There we go. I just said it, guys. We're gonna have to edit the P word a little bit for YouTube.
I'm not editing a fucking thing on this. I'm just literally.
Well, I mean, I hope. Well, listen, YouTube doesn't like that kind of stuff, so I'm just saying, Papa YouTube.
Listen,
trying
YouTube,
to make some ducats.
Guess what? YouTube. No, it's fine. We'll edit stuff out.
Yeah, we gotta do like a little, like a little. You know what I mean? When we say like.
Why? That's not a bad word.
I don't know. Another podcast, they edited out for YouTube. Again, guys, we're trying to
scared.
We're trying to monetize this over here, guys. If you want to see the raw stuff, come see us live, right? Where can they find you, Natalie?
Oh, that's a good transition. Fucking
boy, I'm getting good
done.
at this.
Good for you. Where can they find me? You can find me on Instagram, Natalie Does Comedy. I have some shows coming up October 20th. I'm going to be at this
Maybe we'll put that somewhere down here. I'm just giving her more editing
No, this is good direction because I'm you know what I'm going to do?
Somewhere around here, we're going to do it.
Where your hand goes and put it right here.
Right here. Boop, boop, boop.
Future Natalie, I want to put it here. It's going to be Mama's Tacos. It's all the way up in Inwood, I think. All the way up there, way uptown. October 20th, 8 o'clock, I think. That's going to be a fun bar show. I love doing bar shows. They're really fun. I did one in a cafe a few weeks ago that it was only 10 seats in the whole thing.
Oh, nice.
So even though there was like 5 people there, it felt full, which was fun. So
awesome.
Yeah, that's coming up. And then I think maybe a show October 31st. But from now, anything else I'm doing, I'll post it on Instagram, Natalie Does Comedy. And yeah, you can follow me there. I pretty much just keep it to that. No TikTok for the time being.
Hey,
although
we go.
I'm thinking about, I don't know, should I join the dark side?
I mean, hey, it's worth it.
Sure.
Just get your dances ready. Get your
I'm not.
You know.
Yeah. Imagine if I just go start doing that all the time.
And with the serious one.
No, but like in public, because like you're in the middle of talking to me, and I get up and I'm like, wait a second.
Be like, oh, hold on. I love it when they first set it up and they record it from that point where they're like, okay, and they back up and they're like, and you're looking and you're like, you are a moron,
I imagine if I was ever with somebody, and I'll keep this short and sweet. If I was ever with somebody and they started doing that, I would leave and never speak to them again. Like it wouldn't be anything. Or we'd either do that or I would like call them out. I would probably interrupt, actually. I'd interrupt their TikTok.
Yeah. How about this? One time I was at the park and I saw this couple with their kid and their kid starts playing. They both start recording their own TikToks. You could tell. And the guy, like, he has like, or the couple, they had like a 6-year-old girl, right? So the little girl just walks away, starts playing in the park, and then the guy starts holding up his phone, and he's just like, "And I'll murder your family." He starts rapping. Into his phone, and then the girl's like, "And I got a big ass and boobies," and like whatever she's saying, like she's rapping, but they're both like separate from each other. The little kid comes over and literally. You see the dad just like put his hand to her face. You know what I mean? Like, shut up, kid, and I'll spray you with bullets. Or like whatever he's saying. And the little kid's like, but love me. Yo, it was one of those moments where you're like, oh, this is like a meme, a future meme of like somebody's being absorbed by their phone and they're like pushing away their kid.
I don't know if I could ever. That's fucked up.
I know we just reset from like signing off to like this, but I'm just saying
that's gonna be
a
in the
real
next
thing.
episode. We got to deep dive into that because I really am like fuck.
That
that's
literally
a whole
happened.
other
That was in Domino Park in Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
That's really funny.
Domino Park, yeah.
Seriously. All right, where can they find you, Mario?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Funny Colors Comedy. I kind of like it. I kind of don't like it. I don't know. Maybe you guys suggest something
it's
different.
Staying, so I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's it's true. And then Twitter, Mario P Comedy. TikTok, Mario the Actor.
There you go.
And we're also on TikTok too, Comedychowpod.
We are on TikTok
And Instagram. Follow the Instagram, Comedychowpod.
Yes.
Email us anything you want. Well, email
us
stuff.
anything you want. No, at this point, we're not in a position to be limiting ourselves.
ISIS videos.
We'll do it.
Crypto secrets.
I already signed us up to do an ISIS video, I think, by
That's
accident.
fine. Yeah.
Listen, if you
at comedychowpod at Gmail. Did you say that?
comedychowpod at gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
Email us, give us recommendations to food. We're going to do some more food stuff in the future.
Hell yeah. We just bought a new camera, so
yeah,
we're going to do some actual food battle stuff now.
Yeah.
We're going to do some really awesome things.
We're going to engage in a full-on food fight, and you're going to see how it escalates.
Yeah, I'm going to throw lasagna right at your face.
Oh my, I can't.
A lot of wet noodles.
Sounds delicious, actually.
Yeah.
I'm like, actually, I would just come with a plate and be ready to go.
Yeah, just dump it slowly on your head.
Yeah, no, we appreciate anybody listening. Thank you so much for listening. This is so fun. We love doing it. So, yeah, we're going to do more coming up.
Hell yeah. I feel like there's something I'm missing, guys. I don't know what it is.
Instagram, Comedychowpod.
Yeah, it's the Instagram. Real quick, I had a little a video go a little bit viral. A little bit viral real quick, and I would love for you guys to go on Comedychowpod. Comedychowpod on Instagram or my Instagram, Funny Colors Comedy. Watch the video. It got featured on New Yorkers, which is like an up-and-coming Instagram page. They have amazing content on there because it's very New York-centric, and it's my take on the pumpkin spice latte. I think it's great. It's got some really good views, guys, but, look, everything you guys do, it really just helps us kind of do this podcast and keep it going. So
yes,
thank you guys so much. Seriously. Hey, high five to 20 episodes.
We did it.
Woo, baby. Take care,
right,
guys.
Bye.
Eat well.